Pivot by function. Now we are going to learn about a new function in Office 365, that is pivot by. If you will see the arguments of this pivot by function, here we have lots of arguments. Four are compulsory and others are optional. Now, if you will have a look of this function and the arguments, it is as same as you are creating a pivot table in your Excel. Now, why this function has launched? So basically, pivot table has some limitation. For example, it does not refresh automatically. So pivot by, you can simply link with your data and your data would automatically fetch a pivot table that is going to update automatically. Now in pivot table we can create, there are some inbuilt function in it, but in pivot by you can create your own custom function using lambda. Now if you will see the argument, here we have row field, whatever you want to take the in the row, column, values. So these three things are already available in your pivot table. And if you will see other arguments, here we have function, what kind of calculation you want in it. Do you want some counter or custom calculation you want? You can simply enter that custom calculation in your function and that is going to respond automatically. Now here we have field header, that is optional. Do you want a field header in your data? So if I'm talking about field header, so row field, column field and value field. And if you will see, now if you want to see the grand total, subtotal in row wise and column wise, so here we have that option also in this. And if you will see sort order, if you want to sort your column custom, so you can simply enter your column sort. And if you will see, here we have filter option also, that is also available. That function is also available in your pivot table. And if we are going to start with the example, so let's begin. Now if you will see on the screen, here we have raw data over here. What I have done in this data here is the order date, stock date, order number, product key, customer key, territory key, order line item, order quantity, full name, price, subcategory, cost and subcategory name. Now this data has lots of column and we can create a pivot table from this data. That is quite easy. Now I'm not going to create a pivot table. I'm going to use a pivot by function of Office 365. So let me just take the first instance of it. So I am going to create a pivot table based on this order date, subcategory, and let's say I want order quantity. So what I will do in the understanding, here I'm going to use pivot by. Now row field, let's say I want the dates in row. So here is the row, comma, and it is asking me column field, what do you want in columnar form? So here, this is here, now comma. And if you will see values, on which value you want calculation, I want calculation on order quantity. We don't need to fix it because we are dealing with one cell formula and that is going to take care by Office 365 automatically. Now here we need to enter function, and if you will see your pivot by function, it has inbuilt some function also. If you will see some function here, so we can simply use sum and it is going to do the summation of your order quantity over here. So simply close the parentheses and enter. And if you will see, it has created a pivot table. The pivot table will show the same result and it is showing by the pivot table, pivot by. Now what is the difference between your pivot table and pivot by? Now let me take you to some optional argument of it and we will understand how pivot by is responding. Now if you will see the field header, let's say I want field header, and if you will see, I have simply entered one in it and it is showing me all the arguments. Let's say here, if you don't want to see the field header, that is already not showing, I don't want to enter it. So let's say I am entering 3 in it and it is going to yes and show. Click enter and you will see it is going to show us field header. Now let me take you to another example of pivot by function, and this time what I am going to do, if you will see this raw data here, I am going to find out the ending date of this order date, then I am going to create a pivot table. If we are simply dealing with pivot table, then what is the difference between pivot by and pivot table? Then we need to insert a column of the end of the month, or we need to use calculated field. So what else we can do? We can use simply pivot by function. So here I'm going to use end of the month, and I'm going to use pivot by. Now row field basically, if you will see this data, so row field is your end date of these order dates. So what I will do, I will simply use end of the month. Now it is asking me start date. So here is the start date, just select it, comma, and here if you will see month. And so if you want the ending date of this month, so you need to enter 0 in it and close the parentheses, comma. Now column field. Now column field is subcategory as we have taken in the previous example. Now select it, comma, and values. Again, I'm taking the order quantity. Here it is. Now comma, I'm going to use the summation all once again, sum, and close the parentheses and enter. Now it is giving me value error. Let me show you why. See, EO month has ability to take only single value. So it is what it is doing. It is simply converting this thing into a text due to this array of in it. So what we need to do, we need to either multiply this by 1, or we can add 0 in it to convert text into a number, or we can enter double negative in the front. So that is the option to convert your text into a number. And if you will simply put double negative, and you will see now it is getting me what, it is getting me the end of the date, and here is your column, here is your summation, and here is your total column. And if you will see the formula would look like this. Now let me just talk about a third example of it, that is fiscal year. Now this time I am going to cover what? I am going to take the example of fiscal year, and if we will see what we need to do in this case, we need to extract the fiscal year, then we will create a pivot table. So how we can do that? Now we need to understand the month first. So what I'm doing, I'm simply fetching all dates to just elaborate this example. Here is my order date column. So let me just drag and drop. And here, if you will see, here we have 2632 values. So we need to just drag and drop. Let's say I'm taking only 4 and 5 values, and we need to simply convert into short date, and this will look like this. So what I will do, I will now change this into a fiscal year. So we will extract month first. So here I'm getting month is, just click here and enter. Now we can use if function here, we can use switch function here, any function you can use. Now if this is going to be 1, 2 and 3, so it means what I will do, I will take the same year. So when I'm talking about fiscal year, it means the year is itself starting from 1st April to 31st March. So if I will say the year would look like this in this case. So 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2020. So this date, in this date, what I will do, I will extract year as it is. But if the date would change, for example, here I am removing the formulas and pasting at values. And for example, I am taking the second date. Let's say here it is 10. So what I will do in that case, the year is 2021. And in this case, 1920. So what we need to do, we need to add 1 in it to get the another year. So that's how we are going to approach this. So I'm going to use switch function to deal with this switch, or we can use if function also. Let's say instead, if you are very much comfortable with if function, let's try if also. So here I'm going to use if. Now here we need to check multiple months, so I'm going to use or function. and month is equal to 1. Select this. I'm going to cheat over here, comma, paste, month is equal to 2 is equal to 3. Now close the parentheses. Now this is the OR arguments. Now what we want in this case, so we will extract the year as it is. Year is here. Here it is. Now, and if you want to take the previous one, you can simply take the previous one. Let's say I am subtracting one also because this is year of 1920. So now, comma, and now value if false. Value if false means if the value is not correct, so I will simply not going to subtract any -1, because if I'm talking about this date, the year is 2021, so I am simply going to take the year here, close the parentheses and enter. So if you will see 2019, and here it is 2020. Now this is fetching the correct month. Now what I need to do, I need to add one in it. I need to do the same calculation. Now I will not do the same thing repeat. So what I will do now, this time I'm going to use a new function called let. Now what let does, let basically works on presumption. So what I will do, I will instead of this thing putting again, I will presume this thing as x, a, b, c, whatever you want to presume, you can simply presume. Let's say I am presuming this as x. So here it is let function, and it is saying me what do you want to presume it. Let's say I want to presume it as x. So now it is giving it is asking me name, value, or calculation. So I'm simply putting here calculation. Whatever is the x, here is the calculation. So this whole thing is your x. Now comma, so x means this thing. Now what I want x, and we are going to concatenate with a minus sign. Here it is, and x plus 1. If you will see this here, here answer was coming 29. So 29 minus 2020. So that's how it is going to work. Close the parentheses and enter. And if you will see, we have extracted the financial year, and here it is. Now if you don't want this whole year, so you can simply use left function and extract the two word in it, or you can use right function if you want to extract the right side. So you that is going to work in that way. So I am simply going to copy here the same thing. Now I am going to use pivot by and going to create a pivot table. So here we don't need this C8. We need to replace this C8, and we need to replace with this raw data. So I'm going to cheat over here. I am simply using pivot by, and row field I'm going to paste the formula. Instead of the C8, I am going to put this order date. So now I'm going to copy this whole thing. I'm replacing the C8 once again, and C8 once again. Now the last one is C8. Again, if you don't want to do this activity again and again, you can also presume this whole thing as y also, or other variable, since we have already presumed this whole big formula as x, so you can't presume x once again. So now this time it is asking me column field. So here is my column field. So what mistake we have done, we have started from a3, here we are taking m2, so it is not going to work. We need to put do it m3 comma, and here it is asking me value. Let's say I'm taking the order quantity once again. Now again I have done the mistake, comma, sum, close the parentheses and enter. Now it is giving me spell error, because if you will see, here is the data already available. I need to remove this. So that's how it is going to work in the financial year fashion. So here is the function, and if I'm going to increase the size, so that's how it is going to look. It is a very big function. So this is the pivot by function in case of financial year. Now let's talk about our filter, and we are going to create a pivot table based on the filter. Now I am going to put a filter. Let's say I want to put a filter whose name is going to start with O. So that filter I'm going to create over here. And I don't want this time a date. I'm creating a pivot table on subcategory name. So let's create a pivot table based on this subcategory pivot table pivot by. So row field is this time row field would be header. Now this time I have taken header. Choice is yours. Either you can take the header or you can ignore the header. Now column field. Now this time column field is compulsory, but if you don't want any column, you can even skip it. This is the hidden part of it. So I'm going to skip it. Now values, order quantity is my values. Here it is. So I'm simply matching the number of cells, comma, and sum. So I have not put filter till yet. Close the parentheses and enter. Now this time this is showing me the results like this. But what I want the calculation be whose name is starting from O. So the same thing which we are using in filter function, we need to apply the same concept over here. If I'm going to talk about filter function, here's include means everything you should give in true and falses. So that's how I'm going to work over here. So I am going to extract what. So I am going to use filter over here, comma, 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 and here it is filter array. So now I'm going to use a left function. Left function is going to extract the first character of every name. Here it is. Now I am just checking whether it is equal to O or not. If the answer would come in true and falses, then it is going to show me the correct that O result. Otherwise, it is not going to take that thing into filter element. So enter, and if you will see the name, the person whose name are starting from O is ordering this much of quantity. Now let's check whether it is correct or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use left function here also. Left, just I'm extracting one character and simply drag and drop or copy it, paste till end. Now simply put a filter, take O, and here is the order quantity 116. And if you will see here, it is 116. Now if you don't want this O as a manual part, you can create a data validation. So it is going to work. So remove this filter, or I'm removing this column once again. Now I am going to calculate the sales volume. So in previous example, what we were doing, we were simply extracting what we were dealing with the order quantity. And if I'm talking about sales volume, how we are going to calculate the sales volume? Order quantity multiply by price. So I am presuming an order quantity is your sales quantity. So sales quantity multiply by price, then I'm going to multiply, then I'm going to do a summation of your sale, then it is going to provide me sales volume. How we are going to calculate it? That is very simple. So here I'm going to use pivot by, and row field I'm taking the same concept. I am taking the dates, comma, here is the column, comma. Now this time values, what we need to do, we need to take the sales volume. So I am taking order quantity multiply by sales, and here I'm going to use sum. This time I'm using formula in my values. So we are not depending anywhere when we are using pivot by. When we are dealing with pivot table, We are totally dependent on pivot table functions and the operations of pivot table. Now we can see we are creating our own functions here, and this time you will see the sales volume is already being generated. And since we have taken the header, so it is going to provide me value error. So if you will change the argument, and if you will change here, what you can do, aka in filter array, you can remove the header, or if you don't want the header as header, so what you can do, you can simply enter 3 here. So that's how it is going to consider that filled header, and it is automatically remove that header part in your calculation. And if I will press enter, and you will see now the value error will go. Now this time header is also treating as header by pivot by. So that is the main concept if we are entering this filled header. So that is my sales volume if I'm talking about our sales. Now I'm taking the last example of our pivot table, and here it is. Now what I want to create a pivot table like this. So till now what we were doing, we were doing calculation in one column. We are either calculating the sum or count. Now this time what we want two calculations over here, sum or quantity. Now let's try to understand this example. So here I'm not using this cell, I'm using, let's say here I'm going to use pivot by. Row field is subcategory, so I'm going to take the subcategory. Here it is your subcategory, comma, I'm going to skip the column field I have skipped it. Now in the customer key I'm taking it, and now I'm not using sum, I'm using count. Here it is. Now we need to change this into general, and that's how it is going to look. You will see it is matching with this one. And if I take the same thing in the order quantity, now let's use pivot by once again. Row field, row field is the same, subcategory selected, comma, here is your order quantity. We have not taken the column field, we need to skip the column field. Now here it is the values, comma, and again I'm take the sum this time. So we have done two calculation. First is your count and second is your sum. Now if you want field header, you can take that also. So let's say here if you want to take the header, you can take it. I'm not taking it, so let's try to concatenate these two tables and we will understand how we can do that. So what I will do, I will drop this column and merge these two in single one. So I'm using hstack over here. Hstack is going to merge your two tables into one, and that is going to merge horizontally. So if I'm simply copying this and using hstack, like vstack we were merging the data vertically, now hstack is merging your data horizontally. So we need to remove this equal sign, enter, and that's how it is looking. We need to change it to general. So here it is. Now I'm going to cheat once again. I'm going to paste formula here, and if you don't want to copy again and again, you can simply use clipboard also, and that's how it is going to look. Now I don't want this columns, so what I will do, I will drop it. So here I am using drop function to drop our first column, and array, the whole thing is your array, comma, number of rows. I don't want to drop any number of rows, so I'm skipping it, and I want to remove column 1. And if you will see, the result is as same as with this one. And if you want the header, you can use vstack to put the header. Let's insert the header. So I'm going to use vstack also, vstack. Now we can create our own custom header. So I'm going to use curly bracket over here to build my own array. So I'm going to use, let's say, customer ID. I need to put that thing in double quote. Here I'm going to use a semicolon, and the second thing would be your customer count and a semicolon, and here I'm going to use sum again in double quotes, comma, and here is the this whole thing is your array 2, close the parentheses and enter. Now VStack is giving me problem also. It is giving my header below to everyone. Now it is also giving this NA error. So what I will do, I have typed this three thing manually. So I will change these three things into a single row, and that's for that we need to use a function in Office 365 that is to row. So if you are forgetting anything, even you can ask from ChatGPT from these kind of functions. So if you will see, this column form will change into a row form from using two rows. So simply I am putting this thing in two rows and enter. Now you will see my data has been changed. Simply put general formatting once again. So that's how it is going to build a dynamic pivot table, two calculation in your one pivot table, and this is the whole formula which I'm saving here. So that's how we are going to use pivot by. See you in next video. Till then, you can subscribe the channel, keep enjoying and keep learning.